Prindle volcano within Alaska is a highly unusual and strange volcano that rises 156 meters or 512 feet above the surrounding landscape. Known as the Prindle volcano, this isolated vent which few people have ever heard of is seemingly out of place, existing in an area completely devoid of any other evidence of recent volcanic activity, or even fairly young igneous rocks. The next closest young volcano is a whopping 140.3 miles or 225.8 kilometers distant, occurring at the active Wrangell Shield volcano. In other words, this cinder cone just seemingly appears to have erupted through a layer of 342-million-year-old high-grade metamorphic rocks and 67-million-year-old granite, with the latter being deposited when dinosaurs still roamed Alaska and the average yearly temperature was 47 degrees Fahrenheit, instead of the 23 degrees it is there today. In fact, the nearest regional volcanic eruption, if we include complexes that formed before 10 million years ago, in the modern vicinity of the Prindle volcano, occurred an incredible 20 million years prior. Thus, it should not be all that surprising that the Prindle volcano truly does stand essentially alone within Alaska, being strangely part of a volcanic province, which in the state only encompasses one other volcano east of Ketchikan 688 miles away. It is not part of the Aleutian Arc, or even the Wrangell volcanic belt to the south, but NCVP rather is part of a volcanic province known as the Northern Cordilleran Volcanic Province. The Northern Cordilleran Volcanic Province is a vast volcanic region primarily located in Canada which spans 255,000 square kilometers of British Columbia and Yukon, along with a minuscule sliver of 3,300 square kilometers existing in the eastern end of Alaska. This province is responsible for the vast majority of Canada's total volcanoes and recent eruptions, but is even responsible for a presumably 10,000-year-old eruption at Alaska's Bem Canal Rudyard Bay volcano. This province could best be described as a broad continental rift, where every year the crust within it spreads apart to the east and west by as much as 2 centimeters or 0.79 inches. The aforementioned rifting does not occur along a singular fault or crack, but rather through numerous faults spread out over a wide area, which has created numerous half-bobbins. These faults create a path of least resistance for molten rock to intrude into, which allows it to intrude into the crust and occasionally erupt, forming a chain of volcanoes. However, since the rifting is occurring in an uneven manner, generally speaking the further north you go the weaker the rifting becomes. Since rifting only just started in eastern Alaska explains why only a singular young volcanic eruption occurred there via the Prindle volcano.